today, and maybe next week as well, we'll be running episode 2 of Into the Abyss, the Oozing Temple, which will take you three, Lilith, Torpo, and Tyrrell, into a dungeon.
Dun 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 dun.
Dun 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 dun.
And again, sorry for my coughing.
We are trying to kill our dungeon master with illness.
Stupid pneumonia.
Lord of the plague.
If we first introduce each character, Lilith, can you introduce your character, race, class, what she looks like, and what's her political status?
That's true. She's around her mid-30s. She's got these nice big horns. She's got like a little bit of like.
You're falling out quite a lot, Maddie.
Really?
Yeah. We're only hearing half of what you're saying.
Oh, I'll just say that she's got nice horns, and she's got like blonde hair. No, or not blonde. She's got like whitish hair. Yeah, she's a warlock, and she's the over wizard of the Arcane Brotherhood, or one of the over wizards. She's the over wizard of the Underdark.
And what is that?
The Underdark is...
what is the over-wizard of the Arcane Brotherhood? Imagine if somebody saw this for the first time, they're wondering, what is the over-wizard of the Arcane Brotherhood?
Well, it's basically something called the Arcane Brotherhood, is this organization of wizards and stuff. And there's an archmage who is the leader of the Arcane Brotherhood, and then there's beneath him there's some... I think there's 4 over wizards, right? There's 4, and they everyone got their own tower, which like implicates that they have an area where they kind of do their operations and kind of stick to that area and do stuff with the Arcane Brotherhood. So that's pretty much latest doing magics and shit. That's cool.
And then we have Torpo.
Yeah. I'm a little guy. Tiny guy. I'm 72 centimeters high. And looks like a lizard thingy with a little staff and a cloak. And 25 years old.
And what's his political status?
What?
Who is he?
Well, the whole idea is that you're all playing these politically powerful people.
Yeah.
You are leaders of, not just some wizard stuff, but Lilith is, for example, the leader of the Tieflings. She is only the over-wizard, so there are other over-wizards, but she is the leader of a whole society of Tieflings. Not of the whole country, but of the whole of this society. Like a whole region of a country. And Torpo is the chieftain of a whole tribe of kobolds, and that's what makes your characters the main the protagonists of our stories, is that you play the main political roles of these of this new alliance.
Yeah.
And which brings us to Tyrrell, because Tyrrell is an exception to this rule. Tyrrell does not really have that much of a political position yet. But could you describe your character to us, Tyrrell?
Yes. And Tyrrell is a wood elf. Tall, handsome, strong, clad in his dark chainmail armor, armed with a heavy mace and great sword, longsword, and a shield. He is a loyal servant and follower of the Blood Lord. So,
Yep.
and a multi-class of a fighter and a warlock.
The idea is that every player in this group represents one of these nations that are forming a new alliance in the Underdark. And Lilith represents the Tiefling nation of the Arcane Brotherhood. She's in the Overwizard, right under the Archmage who rules over the Tieflings. We have Torpo, who is the Kobold leader, and right above Torpo is the Red Dragon that rules over the Kobolds. And then we have Tyrell. Tyrell actually represents the Devils and the Archdevils, since he is the right hand or the follower of the Blood Lord, like you described. And right above the Blood Lord, you've got Ransire, Aldo, and Arcanine. The other players which aren't with us today, they represent some of the other nations. And these nations have formed an alliance, which hasn't been named yet. And since we're only 3 players, we're not going to get into that today. But I am going to post in our private Discord a poll on what name the alliance should have, so that next week we'll have the name for the alliance, or in the second part of this episode, depending on how far you get in this episode today.
Yeah.
Because today our story begins as these political figures are traveling from one place to another. And why you're traveling, from where you're traveling, and where to you're traveling is none of my business, and I don't really care. It's completely up to you. But Lilith is traveling, Torpo is traveling, and Tyrell is traveling.
Well, for one thing that would make sense is that Tyrell, that's your name, right?
Tyrell, yes.
Yeah. You were at Lily's place, right? You were visiting the Wizard Tower, right?
That is correct. I have visited.
Yeah. And what's your name?
Torpo?
Torpo, yeah. Huh? Come again?
Torpo?
Torpo? That's a weird name. Anyway.
He's a kobold?
Anyway, you're in Grogglestuk, which is pretty close to Lily's place as well. So I guess we have been gathering up, going somewhere. Do you know where we're going?
Not quite.
It doesn't really matter where you're going.
We are going
It doesn't matter where we're going.
in the Underdark.
We are going to the festival. That's what we do.
What?
But you're
Why?
traveling through the Underdark. That's the important part.
Yeah.
And apparently you are traveling to a festival?
We are traveling down in the
Huh?
darkness.
A festival? I wouldn't even know where it was. You're traveling. Apparently to a festival. I don't know, is it a dwarven festival? An elven festival?
Tiefling.
Schwifneben festival? A tiefling festival, okay. You're traveling
It's
to
a
another area of the Underdark. To a tiefling
It's a festival of the races.
Yeah.
with fire
That's
breathers
okay,
and
cool.
fire dances and devils and
Yeah. And everything.
Okay.
as you're traveling, you travel through the Underdark, through these tunnels and through these caves, and at one point there's a tremor that shakes the entire area, and the ceiling starts falling, and I want each of you to roll a dexterity saving throw.
Oh
Dexterity.
man! From the beginning?
Yes, from the beginning, as your first rolls in the episode.
15.
15.
I don't have
Oh,
any dice. I'm going to have to go get my dice at some point. All right, and what about Lilith?
11.
I'm going to go get my
I was
dice. 2 seconds.
Not per. So we're going to this festival, right?
I think.
Oh, what's it about?
Well,
Why are we going there?
something happening in dungeon, so maybe we're not arriving to the festival. But sure, let
The
us
ceiling
go to the
coming
festival.
down.
We're going to as political figures to show our dominance, our presence.
Marion, Ethernet are getting hiccups sometimes.
So this earthquake.
Earthquake. Oh my God!
This
No.
earthquake is part of our of the red line through our entire story.
Oh.
Because in our first episode we had air and fire elementals crashing the Great Feast.
Oh.
And in this
Now we have
episode
earthquake.
starts with an earthquake, which indicates this, which gives this red line through the story about, climate change, not necessarily global warming in this world, but climate change, earthquakes, flooding, storms, things like that, and this whole elemental threat.
Which is why we're actually having this alliance in the first place.
Exactly.
To counter.
Oh. We need to find the last airbender. Okay.
Yes, exactly.
I can bend there. Done.
Lilith, you take 4 damage from falling debris. What does 4 damage mean? 4 damage means that you are at.
30.
I just have to get into. Didn't have
So
it already.
hard.
How do I do this? Like this. Lilith HP. Just checking if this is correct.
Why didn't I just roll for
Ah,
it?
it did work.
Falling debris.
Once the dust clears, you notice that Lilith, you were extremely lucky to only have taken 4 damage, because the tunnel that you were following has completely crumbled down and closed off in both directions, in the direction you were coming from and the direction you were going. And
I took 4 damage, right?
And all of the people that were following you, your whole convoy, has you're not even sure any of them survived. Which leaves the 3 of you alone in a caved-in tunnel. And
Awesome.
you notice that the tremors have opened up a new side passage, which clearly wasn't there before.
Alright.
Well, then we better go that way.
The elf in the dark armor suggests going into the new tunnel.
Lily just looks around and just like, sure, let's go for it.
Okay, I start to walk down the new passage.
Torpa?
Cool.
I look down each tunnel and thinks I can see shit, so
Yeah, you
I
can
just
see in the
follow
dark.
yeah, but I can't see
No.
anything in the. That's what I meant. So I just follow the Dark Knight, or what is
A dark night, yeah, that's a good description of terror.
Yeah.
Alright.
the Dark Knight of Mystery.
Ooh.
till you come into a cave. It's a relatively small cave. You'd say
I can fit.
Yeah, you can all fit. It's 4 meters by 4 meters.
Then it's not small, then it's huge. For me.
Shut up, small boy.
That's true. That's true. At the end of the cave, there are 2 tunnels. One going right and one going left.
Are you sniffing your way, or what are you trying to do?
I'm walking down to the end and pretending to smell each way, and then I choose left.
All right, Lilith.
And of course,
What to
the
do?
answer is
Is
the first best
is there difference? Is there like visually a difference in the 2 paths? Do you feel anything from any of the paths, like wind or?
The left path goes slightly up, and the right path goes slightly down.
We going up, right?
up. Yes.
Yes, up. That way.
Always start from the top and work your way down.
We're going that way.
But we started in the middle with the collapsed tunnel.
That's not
just go up.
important.
We're not gonna stay down here. We got to.
The passage that you follow continue for a while, slightly upwards, until it becomes smaller and smaller, and indicates that this is a relatively new tunnel, probably caused by the tremors. It leads you into a room, which is a square room, 5 meters by 5 meters, with a hall on the right. You enter the room through this crack in the wall that the tremor has cracked open and created this tunnel that you come from. You notice water slowly running down from the hall on the right and filling a small pool in this room here.
Okay.
There's not even 10 centimeters of water in the pool.
Okay.
This lag, man.
Okay.
Yeah, at your end.
I don't like to get my feet wet, so I stay out of the water, if possible.
That requires you to move in through the middle of the room and into the middle of this hall on the right.
Cool.
Sure,
Fair
I'll
enough.
follow. I'll follow.
And Torpo?
Yeah, I'll follow, but walk very cautious because I'm not that tall.
Right. Can you all roll initiative, please?
No.
That's a 19 plus 2. 21.
That's a natural 20.
That's a natural 22.
What the?
So how much? What's your initiative, Torpo?
22.
22. And what's your initiative, Tyrrell?
20.
Just
Straight
20?
up 20.
20.
Actually, before you, man.
My dexterity isn't the best, so...
Nope.
It's a
Apparently.
0, so 20 plus 0 is still 20.
Elven fighter with 0 intelligence. 0 dexterity.
You're 0 intelligence and 0 in dexterity. Yes, I'm the big smart fighter.
Alright.
Yeah.
And
I got a lot on this, don't I?
alright. What kind of armor are you wearing, Till?
Chainmail.
This is getting.
And you have pretty high, and it's kind of, yeah, okay. As you move through the room, Tyrrell, You notice that the water's not simply running down from the hall. It's also dripping from the ceiling. It looks like whatever structure you're in has taken heavy damage from the tremors, and water is now seeping into the structure. Until it suddenly becomes clear to you that the dripping from the ceiling is not just water. It drips down, and it takes the form of an ooze that attacks you. But the ooze is slow and clumsy and in small pieces, so it doesn't hit you or deal damage. Torpo, you react quicker than Tyrrell does. How do you react to seeing this dripping liquid turn into an ooze that attacks the elf in front of you?
I jump a little back and get furthest away from it.
Oh.
Do you want to run back down into the tunnel?
No, just stand behind Lilith and
the little one hide behind the big ones.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you want to use your action for anything?
No. No.
And what about
You're not
Lilith?
shoot?
What does Lilith do?
Lilith just looks at this little kobold runs through her legs, and she's like, "You're not
What?
gonna cower behind me." And then she turns, she just goes behind him.
Oh my god!
And I want to shoot. I want to shoot my Eldritch Blast. I'm gonna hit twice. 15.
Yes, that hits.
And a 16. I guess that hits it well.
Mm-hmm.
Takes 2d10. That's an 8 plus 5. That's 13 plus 7. It's 20 plus 5. 25 damage. It's like he points at just two beams of.
Yeah, you're falling out again. Tyrrell, as you see this dripping down from the ceiling, it takes form, and as it takes form, it attacks you, and you barely take a step back before you see Lilith use her abyssal magic to
I don't know.
to blow it to small pieces so that it runs out as normal water into the pools on the side of the room.
Oh. I guess I did
There you
nothing
go.
then.
Yeah, you're back.
Yeah, man. Just trying to, find somewhere where there's better Wi-Fi.
So, if you wish, Tyrrell, you may now continue towards the hall.
Well, sure. I take a look around to see if there are any other dangers, and then
Roll a perception.
perception.
Can I help you with that?
16.
Roll with advantage.
16.
You look around, and it's clear that this ooze did not come from this room. It came from outside and seeped through the cracks that the tremors have created in this chamber. There doesn't seem to be any other threats right here. The room is old. It has symbols on them. Roll a religion check.
Cool. 2.
It's a decorated side room. You have no idea what it's used for.
Nice painting.
And as you are looking around the room and look towards the hall, you notice that some way down the hall, you notice a skeleton, a dark. Maybe I don't want to put it in Do any of you use weapons?
I use magic.
Yes, you use magic, and Lilith uses magic, and Tyrrell also has a wand. You're
No,
all from
we don't use
Hogwarts.
No, I'm from the dragon.
Oh,
I'm
we
not from
Slytherin. Never
Hogwarts.
mind. We Slytherin.
So,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna. Yeah, it's a mace. You notice a skeleton, a mace, and some coins a bit down the hall. But your 16 in perception reveals that they are not simply lying on the floor. They're hovering right above the floor, even right above the water that is slowly running into this room that you're standing in.
Can I shoot at the skeleton?
Can I see it?
Torpo, roll a perception check.
Coins, maze, and a skeleton. Interesting.
Perception. 16.
You can all see this, and Lilith wants to shoot at it. How about the two of you?
I want detect magic on there.
You want
If I
to
can.
cast detect magic on it? How about Tyrrell?
Just a bit confused right now. Why the hell there's flying coins and maze and...
Exactly. That's why I'm shooting at it.
Before Lilith gets a shot off, Torpo, you cast detect magic. You use a spell slot to do that.
Yeah.
And it reveals that the mace is magical.
Whoa.
So,
It's a magical mace.
can I shoot at the skeleton still?
Yeah, I know. Just giving
22.
the other players a chance to react before.
Well, I cast Detect Magic too, but no spell slots. I can cast it at will, so...
Well, you also
Oh,
notice
that's so
that the
cool.
mace is magical.
Ah, magical.
So a skeleton with a magical mace and some coins all floating in the hall, down the hall.
I guess I didn't try to use my mage hand, but that's just my way to pick up mace.
Oh, what is
A mage hand on the mace.
Yes, mage hand on the mace.
The mace is stuck.
Oh man.
I try to use a minor illusion and send it down there.
What are you going to create with your minor illusion?
Slightly taller version of me.
Oh, a tall Tobo.
Okay, by the way,
Alright.
I'm not gonna shoot it. I'm just gonna cast Mage Armor because you guys can cast like multiple spells. And
Lilith, I want you to shoot.
I'm gonna shoot at the skeleton.
Yes, I want you to shoot.
22, the first one.
Yeah.
Oh.
Damage is 7 plus 5. That's 12. Second shot. That's a crit. Holy shit.
Oh, holy crap.
10
Plus
times 2. That's
20.
20. That's 25 as well.
you rolled 10 two times? Wow.
Yeah, you double the dice, right?
Yeah, you rolled a double number of dice.
So how much damage? You're falling
We are
over.
back to the poopy internet.
Yeah. You deal, every time you cast a beam, you deal 1d10 damage, and you have, on top of that, you have Agonizing Blast, which adds your Charisma. So you deal 1d10 plus 5 damage per blast, and when you do critical, you deal 2d10 plus 5. So all in all, you deal 3d10 plus 10 damage. Since you critted with your second attack. On the first attack you dealt 12, and on the second attack
10 plus 5.
Okay, 37.
sorry, how much damage on the second attack?
25.
25. Highest amount of damage. You roll 2 10s.
Yeah, I rolled 2 10s for some fucking reason. That's okay, I guess.
Yeah.
If it's
You
an
killed
actual
the
monster, not just
skeleton.
wasted my crit and nothing.
All right. The the blast, the beam of crackling energy that goes from your wand and into the hallway, hits something which seemed almost invisible. And it spreads out and hits this. It's like a large ooze creature that has engulfed all of these items, and it takes severe damage. As it takes a lot of damage, it screams in pain, goes, "What the hell are you doing? That hurts!" And I want you all to roll initiative.
Oh man, not again.
20. 18 plus 2.
13.
And 14.
I'm gonna kill this.
Again.
And what was Lilith's initiative?
No crit. Just 18 plus
18?
plus 2, yeah.
20.
So 20.
20. Lilith. Alright.
It's pretty cool to have plus 8 in your hits. Nice.
Alright, well, Lilith, as it screams out in what does it talk? Common, I think? Oh no, it uses telepathy. You can hear it in your mind. It screams out to you in your mind. And
Get out of my head, you moron.
What do you want to do?
I want to shoot it again.
Go on.
That freaks me out. People talking to me in my head who I don't know what it is. I'm gonna kill it. 13, but
Go on, shoot it again.
21 for the
That's it.
And the second team plus 8, that's 24.
Yeah.
Also,
The first is 2 plus 5 is 7 damage. Second is 8 plus
5.
that's 21 damage.
2.
Total 21 for the Eldritch Blast double beam.
21. Alright.
To boo boo. Oh, I love my die. That's so cool. My dice.
my dices.
My dices. This is
Dices.
really good. Very good dice.
Good dice.
It's the best,
Good
man.
die.
It's rolled a lot of crits.
Yeah, but save for the big one. In the end, not the first one.
It's not something I decide. It's the RG gods.
Okay.
Oh,
Tyrell, can you roll a dexterity saving throw, please?
No. 15.
15.
15.
Dex save 15
Yes, dex save
with a
15.
plus 0. Oh
yes,
yeah.
with plus 0.
Alright. Lilith and Torpo, you are by the near the tunnel in this room. You've barely entered the room, while Tyrell is near the middle of the room. And this large gelatinous cube yells in all of your minds, clearly pissed at Lilith shooting crackling beams of energy at it again and again and again and again. And it lunges forward.
Attack me.
Yeah, it lunges forward towards you, Tyrell, since you're the first one it'll encounter. And on its way, I assume, you decide to step back from it so that it doesn't hit
Correct.
you.
Yes.
And you step back until your wall is up against your back is up against the wall, and your feet touches the puddle of water up against the wall. But and the cube is now taking up most of the room it's entered, and it has these two eyes. I actually have it's both the image in the background, but I also put one in the slideshow, which I can do like this. Not like that, like this. And now that it's moving forward and attacking you, you notice that it also has these two eyeballs inside of this gelatinous substance, and it's actually peering towards Lilith, but it does not reach Lilith this round.
No, it does not.
Awesome.
Torpo, what do you do?
I'm gonna try to speak to it and apologize to it. And say, we're sorry that we hit you, we wanna pass and get the stuff you have, because we need it for our leaders.
And how is Tyrrell going to react?
Well, Tyrrell is, as a good bodyguard he is, he's standing in front of Lilith and taking the dodge action in case it's trying to come past and attack me in any way.
Alright, so you Tyrrell starts moving around the room, along the wall over to the towards the entrance, so that he's standing in front of Torpo and Lilith.
Correct.
But he's still ready to jump away if the ooze moves forward.
He's taking the dodge action, so he's more defensive.
Yeah. And how about Lilith? How is Lilith going to react to this?
She's gonna be like, "You guys stupid, just kill it." And then she's gonna just like fire it at it again. 19.
Torpo, you start apologizing to it, but it's completely ignoring you. You see that its eyes are following Lilith, and it has this hunger for Lilith. And you notice that Tyrrell runs in front of you, and you're standing in front of Lilith. The question is whether or not you're going to keep standing there in front of Lilith and defend her, or whether you're going to step aside and let the ooze consume Lilith.
It can try. It can definitely try.
I don't care about you, little one. I want her. I want the devil. I will consume her, and I shall reduce her to sludge.
Come at me, big boy. Did it just taunt it? Let's see if you can catch me.
What do you do, Torpo?
I take one
didn't I
of
get
my
to shoot at it?
I take one of my 2 daggers and throw one of them.
Okay.
Oh yeah! Now the kobold is doing his job.
20.
That's the way.
Alright. Damage? Your dagger hits the ooze and is floating stops and floats inside the ooze. 4 damage.
4 damage, yes.
Alright, it screams in pain. Ah! You stupid little one! And Lilith, go on, shoot.
20.
That's a hit.
So it's 12 damage for the first one. We're gonna shoot again.
Mm-hmm.
If it didn't do that, it would be pretty irritating. Eldritch Blast one more time. That's another 20.
Mm-hmm. Damage?
And it takes 9 more damage. And I'm just gonna walk backwards.
Alright.
And
it's lunging forward, and I want all 3 of you to do a
I'm gonna
dexterity
move 30
saving
feet
throw.
backwards. I'm moving away from everyone.
Yeah, I want all 3 of you to do a dexterity saving throw, and Tyrrell, you have advantage on your check.
What's my
Yay! A 5!
I got +2 dex, right?
Tyrrell, you stand there, You're in a defensive stance, and the ooze comes forward,
15.
and you're trying to deflect it away, but it just goes through your attacks and through you and grabs you. And how about Torpo? What did you roll, Torpo?
9.
And it continues and consumes Torpo as well. And Lilith, what did you
15.
roll? 15. But it's too far from Lilith to reach Lilith. But it has chased Lilith into the tunnel. So Lilith, now you're in the tunnel, and the ooze is chasing you into the tunnel. It's filling the entire tunnel. It's actually changing its form to match the tunnel. It's a wall of ooze, and it brings Torpo and Tyrrell and the skeleton and the mate and the coins and the dagger with it.
Awesome! We are all going to end in the tunnel somehow.
I'm looking at the turtle, or what's the name is, and it says, "Look, I'm taller than you,"
Oh my god, no!
and tries to kind of swim down after my dagger and the mace.
You can't actually say anything, Torpo, because as you are engulfed, you can't breathe. And you are being consumed, and Torpo, you take 13 points of damage. So you're down to 4.
4.
Ow.
I told you to shoot at it.
And
I did.
He did. That's why he's being consumed. And Tyrrell takes 13 points of damage. So you're down to 21.
That's correct.
Let me see.
I'm a squishy little guy.
So 20. That's the wrong place. Just gonna look at this.
Punches.
24. And what is this? This is your name is Torpo. And then we have Tyrrell at 62. Oh, stop. Then fine.
Oh, chill touch. What does that do?
There we go. Lilith. No, sorry. Torpo and Tyrrell. You may try and swim like you just described in order to get free. It requires a strength check.
Strength or athletics?
Strength.
Oh, okay.
So you may both roll a strength check.
23.
And Torpo?
12.
Alright. Torpo, do you want to swim out on Lilith's side or behind the ooze?
Behind it.
Yeah, behind.
It's coming for me.
So
Yeah.
you're standing there and you see the ooze goes through Tyrrell, consumes Tyrrell, catches you, goes through you, and you appear behind it and land where you stand it, and you just stand there with this oozing goo which feels like acid burning away your skin, but you're no longer in the ooze.
Yeah.
And Tyrrell, how about you? Do you want to be behind it or in front of it? On Lilith's side? Behind it? Right, well, it's not entirely correct. First you see the ooze goes through Tyrrell and leaves him where he was standing, and then goes through Torpo, leaves him where he was standing, and continues towards Lilith that is retreating down the tunnel with the ooze following it. And Lilith, you want to keep attacking it?
I wanna run. I wanna
Run,
30 feet. And then I'm gonna blink. No, not blink. What's it called? Misty Step. 30
Misty
feet.
Step.
So I'm 60 feet away, and then I'm gonna blast it again.
You are. You don't know where you are anymore.
I don't know where I am. I'm
No.
just running backwards.
You're running, and it tried to hit you, but what's your armor class? 14, right?
The roller.
What's your armor
15.
class? 15.
15.
Yeah, well, you run away from it. You run down the tunnel, and you keep on running, and you and at one point you blink, you misty step, and you turn around to fight it, but it's no longer there. You can't see it down the tunnel, and you find yourself in a cave that you don't really recognize.
No, I don't recognize any of this. So I'm still at the same place, still lost.
But now you are lost someplace else.
Yep.
Torpo and Tyrrell.
Why?
Yes?
Why did I Why did I get this? Did something try and hit me?
Yeah, when you tried to flee from the ooze, it tried to hit you.
Okay, then I want to hold my action. If I see something, I want to shoot at it.
You did a move and a misty step.
That's a bonus action.
Yeah, and then you're using your action to prepare a reaction to attack the ooze as soon as it comes through the tunnel.
Yeah, whenever I see it again, I'm just gonna...
Torpo and Tyrrell. Oh. See, the issue is the ooze here is greatly wounded. It's not really interested in attacking, but it needs to defend itself or it will be destroyed. And it's intelligent enough not to take any chances with you guys, since you did just attack it. Well, Torpo just attacked it.
But it's just gonna attack Torpo. GG.
But it also knows if it attacks Torpo, then Torpo's friend might attack it. It also knows that Lilith might return and attack it.
So
It's dead.
it surrender.
Why would it surrender? It's just gonna die if it surrenders. You're going to kill it if it surrenders. It turns around. It clearly can't keep up with Lilith, so it turns around and starts moving through Torpo and Tyrrell, trying to escape from where it came from. And Torpo and Tyrrell, please roll dexterity saves again.
Come on,
Again?
guys.
Yes.
Come on.
22, not full 20.
Crit it.
Torpo, you're
18.
standing there. You see that it turns around, and you quickly move to the side to get out of its way.
Yeah, and while I'm stepping out of its way, I'm apologizing. And says, I only threw in knives
Goddamn.
because I got scared.
And how about Tyrrell?
18.
And Tyrrell also steps away.
But well, I'm not saying sorry. I'm pissed at it because it's trying to kill me in some way and trying to kill my friends in a way. So I just
You like the pain.
I love the pain, but still.
Torpo and Tyrrell, the ooze has just been through both of you, and as you come out of it and turn around to look at it, you see that it can't keep up with Lilith, so it turns around and moves back towards where it came from, which means it's going to go through you again. And you step away to avoid it, and it continues towards the hall where it came from, and seems to be trying to flee in that direction.
Opportunity.
And
someone
Torpo is apologizing again and again. And Tyrrell, what are you going to do?
Well, I raise my wand and text it with the blight spell.
All right.
Go for it, man.
With your wand on it, you see that it oozes into the hall from where it came, and as it oozes in that direction, it starts to turn dark, and it starts to dry out and become smaller and withers, and until it's nothing more than a dried ash on the floor, along with the bones and the mace and the coins, destroyed by Tyrrell's wand.
Does Lilith hear this?
No. Lilith, you're standing there in a cave, not knowing where you are,
Just
looking at the tunnel where you came from,
holding
ready
my
with your
action.
wand. Something drips down on your
It's a
shoulder.
staff, by the way. It's a staff.
Staff. Something
There.
drips down on your shoulder. Water is dripping through the ceiling here as well. No, not just water.
Instantaneously just shoots
It's-
in the direction of the water.
You shoot up on the ceiling. You hit the ceiling. The water takes form on your arm and tries to consume you, but you quickly shake it off. It falls to the ground near you. Do
I'm
your
gonna shoot
attacks,
that.
Lilith.
That's 9 plus 8, 17.
Damage.
Damage. What? There we go. 5 plus 10 for the first one.
All right. Second attack.
7 plus 15.
Damage.
7 plus 5. That's 12. Choo-choo.
All right. You shoot first at the ceiling, and then you shake it off, and you shoot at it on the ground until it stops moving.
Fuck this place, man. Alright.
You're
Yeah, I'm
standing
shooting
there alone in a cave with dripping water, and for that matter, running
Yeah.
water that's running into the cave as well.
Actually, we just want to turn around and just,
You're looking
Go
at the
back.
tunnel. It doesn't seem that the ooze is coming
yeah.
after you.
And I'm just gonna be like, gotta go back and collect their corpses and just gonna run back.
I'd imagine Lilith is not the type that runs back into combat.
No, she just slenders forward.
You cautiously move forward, look around the corners in the tunnel, ready to
Yeah, just
shoot
be
at the ooze as soon as you see it.
You're sneaking, totally sneaking.
Do a stealth check. How about you, Torpo and Tyrrell? You have destroyed the ooze. What do you two do?
I'm gonna use a cure wounds.
She's not stealthy. She wants my stealth.
All right. How much?
I use the mace hand to pick up the coins and mace.
Sure.
15 stealth.
Torpo, how much do you cure with your cure wounds?
I use it's level 1, 5.
5, so you're at 9 hit points.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Thank you. This is.
Oh! Did I kill the thing in there?
Yes.
Actually, got some temporary hit points twice.
Yeah, but they don't stack. Temporary hit points don't stack. So you only get
still
temporary hit points once.
Yes, exactly. Get equal to charisma modifier plus your warlock level. That's 10 HP. Get 10.
Long live the Dark One's blessing.
Suck them all.
All right, so you
Very
are at
30, 40, 48.
48.
So took 4 damage for the falling. I do not have. Oh, I'm not a paladin anymore. Cannot heal shit. Oh, and I'm yeah. Oh yeah, I better have. Oh, no, I have cast. Oh, shadow. Never mind. Actually.
Tyrrell, you may write down that you have a magical mace and 14 electrum pieces.
What was the first you said?
A magical mace
Okay.
and 14 electrum pieces.
Magical maze. And whole labyrinth. Sure.
As Torpo, you're healing yourself with dragon fire, and Tyrrell is recovering the treasure. Lilith returns to the room. Maddie, can you? Thank you.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure it. Yeah, it's better now. Yeah. I'm stealth. Did you just see me playing up?
What did you roll?
15.
Perception roll?
You don't have. What's your passive perceptions?
13.
what's
Yeah,
your
no, they
passive
don't
perception?
notice Lilith enter. Well, they don't notice Lilith standing by the entrance of the tunnel. But I'm assuming
Yeah,
you're not
she-
hiding from them.
No, but I'm preparing. I'm preparing to cast a nose blast to see that damn thing again.
It
Oh,
seems to be
anything
gone.
else in
You see that
particular?
Tyrrell is standing, counting some coins, counting the coins that were inside it.
Can I see for any more danger in the vicinity?
You've already used a perception 16 to find.
No, that was not me.
Included you since you were helping, and you actually all
that's
rolled
true.
16.
Actually, yeah.
So,
Okay.
so no,
Yeah,
there
just
doesn't seem
gonna-
to be any
I'm,
more
go-
threat
I'm
here.
just gonna walk straight up to Tyrrell. I'm just gonna tap him on the shoulder and say, "You okay, buddy?"
I'm fine. What about you?
Always good.
That's cool.
Did you find anything interesting?
A few coins and a mace, and then there's a dead body, I think.
Oh. Well, that's interesting. Oh no. I not have it identified. Never mind.
Maddie, can you fix your cam, please?
Yeah, but just I can't see the other screen.
Yeah, but
With my spells.
can you lock your cam so it doesn't move?
It's
yeah,
a laptop.
That's the thing, because it's my laptop right now. Okay.
Don't care what it is. Just
well-
set your cam and don't move your cam, please.
Yeah, I'm not gonna move it.
All
While
right.
they're doing that, can I cast?
No, while they were doing that, you were coming back. So now you're all
Yeah.
in the room. You're all ready. You notice
Yeah.
there's more and more water coming in here, and the water level is slowly rising.
We should get out of here. I hate having wet shoes. Hate it.
Correct.
Just hate it.
But guess the only way out of here is the way it moved.
Sure, go that way. I don't know what way that is. What
the way
move?
it came from, down the hall.
Oh, did you kill? You killed the thing.
Yes. We killed it.
That was disgusting. Hated the sight of it. It's dead, so that's good. Should we move on?
Yeah. No reason to stay here.
Little kobold guy, you as well.
Yeah.
Very
Mm.
nice.
Are you
Just,
taking the front?
So Tyrrell
No.
first, followed by Lilith, and then finally Torpo.
Yeah.
No, Lilith in the back. Always.
Yes, we have to protect the little guy.
Yeah, that's why he's in the middle.
Yes.
I'm tiny and fragile.
Yeah.
Sort
Could
of.
you all roll
Definitely
initiative?
tiny and fragile.
Again.
Yes, please.
Holy
Man.
Jesus.
8.
9. 9.
And 2.
11. Way.
Way to go, Jahid.
Well, you move down the hall, and it seems like you're moving upwards because you are following this water that is running down the hall that turns a little left and then a little right. You come through a room with pools of water and water coming from a hall on the opposite side, and you continue through this this abandoned and broken structure that is being flooded. Until you pass through another room, which is 5 meters by 7, with a hall at the end on the right side. And as you move through this room, more ooze comes seeping through the ceiling and walls really badly. So it misses you, Till. How do you react to this ooze coming down again on you?
Another ooze again?
Yes.
Kill it.
So
Oh my
the
God.
structure is not only being inundated by water, but also by ooze.
Well, then I guess we just have to kill the fucking oozes.
Alright,
Wait.
go
So-
on, kill it.
So we're doing that what most warlocks always do. Long
Oh.
live the Elder Blast.
Eldritch Blast, you are in melee with this creature now.
Oh, well then that just slap it with a mace.
Alright, slap it with
I'm
the
just
mace.
gonna slap it with the base.
Yes.
As the ooze comes down, you see Till takes a step backwards and just wham with his mace in hand.
Baseball! Eller oozeball!
Don't I have an image of your mace
Noosh.
that I could throw up on
22.
22, I guess that hits. maybe.
Images? Yeah, I'm just checking if I can throw up an image of the mace.
You're hitting with your wand, by the way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
he
know.
is.
slapping with my wand.
What is going on? Cool.
That's
You
why I
put your
wanted
wand
to
inside
throw.
your-
It's a very special
What?
mace, and that's why I wanted to throw up an image of it.
I want to see this. I want to see this.
Yeah, if it wants to open,
Dum dum dum.
and then we'll throw this up here, and we'll put it. Where shall we put it? Here. Oh, it's not too fond of doing this while streaming. This area. Alright. Here we go. That's the mace, and if I enlarge it, save it as a picture, and throw it up on stream. Export.
All are waiting.
Yes, it's very exciting. Why am I? Don't know.
Insert the most annoying waiting sound in the world.
Just got
By the way, I
my
have
computer to
I have
react.
27 hit points at the moment.
What did you hit with your mace? What armor class?
22.
22. All right. Deal damage.
12 points of bludgeoning damage.
Boom. Eat
I
it.
smack it with a
Max
mace.
damage. Max damage on that mage.
Yep.
12. Okay, this should do it. Sorry. Copy and paste into the stream. This is slideshow. Right, the mace will appear in the stream in a second.
So
There
you
we
have
go.
just
That's
entered
his
that-
mace.
What?
I can't see it. Oh,
I
it's in the
see it.
stream.
Anyway, you hit it and you deal considerable damage to the ooze, but it's not destroyed by your bludgeoning mace. However, Lilith also reacts
Yeah.
to this mace dripping to the ground. And what does Lilith do?
Shoot it.
And she shoots it with her staff.
That's 19 plus 8, 27, and a 16, it's 24.
24. Yeah. I guess it hit and hit.
Yes.
Shoot it 10 plus 10.
9 plus 15, 24 damage.
It was wounded, so you simply finished it off with your crackling beams of energy. This pretty much describes your trip through these underground ruins.
Yeah, just shooting water thingies.
Yep. Until the three of you, cut off from your guards, from your servants, and in a flooding underground ruined structure, you arrive to a room where on the right are 4 halls, and most of the left side of the room has crumbled down, opening up a passage where water seems to be streaming in from quite quickly.
Can you? Does it look like you can close the hole?
The water?
Mm-hmm.
No, the water's coming from the opened up passage on the left side. It's
There's a lot of water. You cannot go
it's-
that way, or
you can go that way, but the water's coming from there.
God damn it! I'm gonna
Most
get
of the
wet
water's
feet.
coming from there anyway.
I'm gonna get so wet feet. Can someone lift me?
Hey, Torbo, aren't you the keeper of the flame? Can't you make it to steam or something?
Oh, actually, if we can wait 10 minutes, I'm good. Oh, whatever. I'm gonna.
The
I'm gonna
kobold
start
did not
casting.
react to that, Tyrell.
Oh,
I'm gonna cast a ritual. It's gonna take 10 minutes. And
You're
it's
going to
gonna-
get
it's
wet
cool.
if you're going to wait 10 minutes.
God damn
we're
it.
going to get wet if we
Okay, I'm not
continue
gonna-
anyway. So let us continue.
Okay, I'm not gonna use this. I'm not gonna
Well,
waste the spell.
what
slot just
happened to
because
your
I'm
cam,
getting
Maddie?
wet feet. It's just. This
Yeah,
is-
I'm gonna deactivate your cam if it keeps on doing that.
That's not. It's just falling down. Oh, it's bad.
Yeah.
There you go.
Try and keep it there. Or else I'll set a placeholder image.
Yeah, for some reason I get a decent connection here, which is the worst spot to sit in. So I'm just gonna remember that till next time.
What? And Tyrell is commenting in on Torpo. Torpo, what are you doing?
I'm looking around and are fascinated by the big stuff.
Big stuff? Oh, big, ruins.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do a religion check.
He likes the nice paintings.
Religion, that's there. 17.
I think I forgot the right book. Nope, I remembered the right book. Yes, these are very, 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 very interesting place. You've heard about a place like this before. A temple. It's a bit of a mixture of a temple and a laboratory.
Temple and a laboratory.
Hey, it's my home, okay? No problem there.
What kind of a temple is this?
You've heard of a place like this before. Let me just put it that way. It is a mixture between a temple and a laboratory, but you haven't seen any people yet, which is a bit strange. But maybe they're in another place in this temple.
We just by accident fell down this tunnel, and then there's this weird ass temple. This does not.
No, you were traveling in a tunnel, and a
Do I know
earthquake
if
opened
if
up
this is-
a side passage that led you into the temple.
Cool.
And what does Lilith still do the ritual?
Yeah, I'm just gonna cast Tennis-Ears.
Alright. How about
Whatever it's called.
Tyrell? What
Floating
is
disc.
Tyrell doing meanwhile?
Well, if she's stopping, I guess we have to stop all of us, but as my plan was to continue on.
Sure, you can continue a bit. Scout ahead if you want.
Sure, I do that.
It's only one action. It's
Unless you
just an
cast the
action.
original.
Not if it's a ritual. If you cast it as a
It's
ritual,
a-
it takes 10 minutes.
But you can sit on it.
Oh. Yeah, I'm just gonna.
It's not for her.
Just,
It's for her
casting time.
her shoes and her
Ah.
things and stuff like that.
And Torbo! Whee!
Uh,
I'm definitely gonna do I'm gonna stand somewhere where I
Tensor's
know
floating disc.
Yeah.
Oh, you have that as a normal one.
Tensor's floating disc. Yeah.
Always
It does
behind
say.
her.
It says casting time, 1 action,
Oh,
ritual.
yeah, you can actually sit on it.
Yeah, that's my plan. I'm just gonna stand on it and float around, like I'm not getting wet feet. That's the point.
Really? Has it changed it
Yeah.
that much?
The spell creates a circular horizontal plane of force, 3 feet in diameter. So it's only a meter. It's very, very small. It's like a stool. It floats 3 feet above the ground, so it only floats a meter above ground. So you'll have to. You're sitting very uncomfortably on it.
No, I'm standing.
I can ride it. I can ride it.
Oh, you can stand on it. That's true.
Yeah, but
you'll
it
still need
can't
to.
move if she's standing on it. The disc is immobile.
I didn't say anything about it moving. I just said, yeah, she can stand on it. Or sit
okay.
on it.
Yeah,
I can stand on it.
Yeah, then you just.
It
put it around.
remains
I get it.
for an hour, and it can hold up to 250 kilos. And it doesn't move as long as you're within 7 meters of it. And as when you move 7 meters away, it follows you and stays 7 meters within 7 meters of you. That's the
Okay,
shorter.
so it's like for moving stuff. Okay, I'm definitely
Yeah.
not gonna cast it then. I've thought, okay.
You've already cast it, and Till is scouting ahead. And where do you want to scout ahead, Till?
No,
I guess
no.
where the water come from. I guess.
All right, you're checking out the tunnel on the left.
Yes.
And you can move about 7 meters into this tunnel that goes much steeper upwards and turns, and before it starts going down again, and as it starts going down again, it goes into a large cave filled with water, and a lot of water is coming from the ceiling. The ceiling is slightly broken, but not completely. There's a lot of cracks where water is spilling out of, but there are no openings.
So I guess someone just opened up to a lake or.
You would
Something
seem that the earthquake has caused a lot of damage and cracks, and open up for water from a lake above you to come down. Yes.
Okay. Well, I go back down to the other one.
The ceiling here is 10 feet up, and you return to the others.
Yes. And tell them what I've seen. So.
Okay, so there's
by
a
now-
lake above us.
By now, the everything in the ruins is covered in water. There's 20 centimeters of water, at least 20 centimeters of water everywhere.
Yeah. Yep. Lilith is just sitting on a like float thingy. She's like, yep.
Yeah, you didn't want to stand in the water, so now you're sitting on that while Torpo's looking at the frescoes until
I'm just sitting to figure out if I know layouts of these kind of temples. What do I actually know about these temples?
do a history check.
21. Got a lot of pluses on that. 21.
You're guessing that you are in the basement of the temple. But the temple is also old and in ruins, so a lot of the chambers have probably been sealed off. Maybe even the stairs up to the upper level has been sealed off.
Do I know how? What is this temple? Is this for a god?
Roll a religion check.
19.
It's a temple, but you don't know what god or if it is to a god or what its purpose is, other than it's a temple. It's a place of veneration.
Does it look cool?
Does it look cool?
Yeah.
What do you mean cool?
Does it look like this is a place that could be used?
It's an underground ruined structure. There's no
Exactly.
exterior view of it.
You need
But,
to
like,
have something to
is the
dry it out
place-
first.
Is it totally ruined, or is it still like functional to some degree?
So far, what you've seen is that it's totally ruined,
All right.
and it's currently being inundated as well.
Yeah. Well, do I know if
So you have
from-
earthquake and flood. Yeah, nice.
Hey!
from the history check? Do I know if like how these places are built? Do I know what if they sealed off this way? Then there's only this entrance if you go down that way.
If there are no, it wouldn't surprise you if there are no exits.
All right. That's not the answer I was looking for.
Yay, we found the temple with no
we,
exit.
we are buried alive.
Awesome!
Should we
So-
backtrack to where we fell down and see if we can get back up there, or did it just cave in behind us?
It caved in.
Both in front of us and behind us. So the only way was the way we walked.
This is-
Not quite.
Yeah.
Really?
But
Well,
Yeah,
I went
but-
into some cave. There was some cave which I went into.
we went up, and there was
Ah.
a
Way
Oh,
down.
tunnel
the cave
wall.
that I like when I retreated from the cube. Was there in the room? Was there in the cave? Was there any entrances, exits, pathways, anything?
Not
don't
anything
remember.
that you noticed as such. Nothing obvious.
So
Yeah, that could
now
be
there's a way back where we come from, and the way up with everything in a room.
It looks at the turtle. It says, "You have that detection of magic, right?
Correct.
Can you use it around this place? Maybe go for a
Detect
walk
magic.
around."
Detect magic. Detect magic. Detect magic. How many times should I cast it?
Just go for a walk around here.
Okay.
See if you find anything. Could be maybe a secret.
You want to cast detect magic here in this room here,
Yes.
and do some perception check as well.
Yes.
Go boy.
I'll help you point out stuff. Go there. Do that.
Fine. Perception?
Yeah.
21.
The room you're in, there's now, like I said, almost about 20 centimeters of water. You entered the room from a hall. The room is 3 meters wide and 7, 8, 9, 10 meters deep, something like that. There are 4 halls on the right that you haven't explored yet, and there's a natural tunnel on the left which has opened up as the walls have cracked open from the earthquake, and this is where all the water's coming from. Your search of the area doesn't reveal any secret passages, and your detect magic, it does not reveal any special auras.
Okay.
Well,
And
there's
on the
two
walls
ways we
are
can
some
go.
of these frescoes that Torpo has investigated.
Okay, little goblin guy. What do you think?
Thor was looking around for a goblin.
I
There are
think
no
we
goblins
should-
in
All right. Never mind. Halfling. Kobold.
Thank you.
Yeah. there you go.
Little dude.
Yeah. And what was you ask?
Where are we gonna go? Where do you think we should go?
Before you drown.
I think we're gonna go. Maybe we're going try to go back to the splitting tunnel and go down where we went up. Because we can't do anything here.
Should we take the other?
We're gonna go this. All right.
You,
Should we take
another-
the other horse first?
Yeah, let's do that.
yeah, check the holes and then backtrack and go the other way.
Let's just check stuff up here before.
Yeah, just for safety.
Okay. So you want to check out one of the 4 halls on your right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, we're gonna check them all. If
The first one, the second one, the third one, or the fourth one?
We start at the first.
Check out the first one. The first hall is... who goes first? Tyrrell goes first, followed by Torpo and then Lilith?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just like we used to.
just drop my fuck.
Same procedure as every year.
Fucking way.
Um,
I'm gonna grab it later.
Alright, Tyrrell, roll a dexterity saving throw.
Really? 16.
Alright, well, you start checking out the hall, you start moving down the hall, and after a while, the floor suddenly gives way as the floor itself has weakened and created a kind of sinkhole. You fall through, but you grab the ledge, and if you wish, you may roll an athletics check to scramble out of the hole.
Athletics. 20. Oh, 18. Sorry, 18.
Which side of the hole do you want to crawl up or catch onto? The side you came from or the opposite side?
The opposite side.
Alright, so in front of you, Torpo, you suddenly see Tyrrell fall through the floor, but grabs the ledge and then scampers out of this hole, which now sets you 1.5 meters away from him. What do you guys do?
Yeah.
Up to the. I'm just gonna jump up to the floating disc, and then I'm just gonna try and see if I can push the floating disc with my staff on the floor. Like you're rowing a boat. Can you do that?
No.
It says it just doesn't move, but
What if
it
I?
can't be moved?
What if I
Alright, so
get up
Lilith
on
is experimenting with her floating disc. How about Torpo and Tyrrell?
I'm looking at Lilith and asked her, "What if I jump on the disc and you push the disc?"
That's
All
what
right.
I'm trying to do.
Lilith and Torpo are
No, I'm not
working
on the disc.
How about Tyrrell?
Yeah.
What does Tyrrell do?
Get off my disc!
I'm not on the
trying to
disc.
look around where it is in this room I am in. It is up on the side.
Oh, you're still in the hall.
Going
The hall continues if you want to continue down the hall.
Okay, I continue down the hall.
Alright, well, Lilith and Torpo are experimenting with the disc. Tyrrell, you continue down the hall. And
Yeah.
by the time they
See ya.
have an idea, a really bad idea, but I'll get back to that in a second. Tyrrell, you arrive at a cross section. It seems like the first hall and the second hall meet each other here, where you are at, and as they connect to each other, they also continue on, and everything's turning left as well. Slowly turning more and more left, and then connects, and then keeps on turning left.
Guess I'm turning left then.
And you
I
keep on
guess.
going. So
you're
Lilith
right.
and Torpo, as I understand, what you want to do is you want to put the cobalt onto the floating disc, and then you want to push the floating disc over the hole and onto the other side of the hole, right?
Yep.
Is that
Yeah.
what you want to do, Torpo?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
Torpo, roll a dexterity saving throw.
Whee!
I told you that was gonna happen. I was just baiting him.
7.
Bye bye,
Okay.
Torpo.
The issue is that the floating disc does not float above, a hole.
Nothing.
When it reaches a hole, it falls down into the hole. So you've got the cobalt on the floating disc, and it's pushed over the hole, and the disc falls down into the hole. And
And
Torpo takes 3
before
points of damage.
and I'm down on the bottom of the pit, right?
Yes, and I actually want you to roll initiative and Lilith as well.
Me as well.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Natural 20. 22.
10.
Don't worry, you will get up sometime. When the water comes, you
No.
swim all the way up.
No. Not swim. I'm gonna climb.
Okay, you can climb, but
Uh,
spider climb.
You guessed right.
what is this? This is.
But you have to be careful for the snake.
It's worse than a snake.
Oh,
Do I know what it is? Or do I want to know what it is?
Oh, you don't want to know.
How far away is the disc now? Feet-wise.
Don't you have? Oh, for fuck's sake!
20 feet from you. Since it
Down in the pit with me,
Oh, okay. So,
and I can't pick it up.
Here we go. This should work.
well,
All right.
wanted to know
So,
what was in the bottom.
what did you roll?
Natural 20 plus 2.
So Torpo has 22. What about Lilith?
10.
10, and this one has.
You're rolling a lot of crit initiatives, that's for sure.
Yeah. I'm a little fast guy. Surprise.
You're a little
really
fast that guy.
You-
I was
Lilith,
a little fast
what
guy.
kind of armor are you wearing?
Armor?
What's that?
Are you wearing any armor, Lilith?
Me?
Yes.
I'm wearing my mage armor, my armor of shadows. So not like literally wearing armor, but magical armor.
Lilith, as you push Torpo over the edge, it falls down into the hole. You look down at the hole, and you see Torpo. He lands down there 3
You
meters
just see
further
the
down.
biggest grin on her face. It's just like,
And
oh my god.
as you grin, you suddenly notice that the side of the holes, it's not wet from the water that is flowing down there. It's wet from an ooze that suddenly strikes out at you and hits you for 11 damage, which means you are down to 37 hit points.
Ow.
And it is your turn, Lilith.
Okay, yeah. Well, I'm just gonna to where on the other side of the hole.
You're going to jump over the hole?
I just want to know how far.
It's 5 feet. It's
Oh, it's not that big.
you should be able to. If you use your move, you can. You move to jump it? Yeah, you can use your move to jump.
Yeah, I'm gonna use the running jump.
Alright.
Come on.
Just leave
Do an
the
athletics.
kobold downstairs.
What's
down
this?
in
Is
the
this
room.
acrobatics?
It's athletics.
Oh, that's
Fail, you end down on
not,
top
that's
of
not
A
good.
running jump, you say? That's more than
Fif-
than your move.
That 15. Well, I'm just making sure I'm getting.
Yeah, that means you use your
15.
whole action to jump across. What you do is
Oh, no,
you,
no.
run,
Oh,
what
okay,
you
I'm not
do
gonna
to
do
make
that
sure that you jump across is you take some steps back, granting it an attack opportunity, which it fails, and not just a few steps. You like go down the hall away from it, and then you run towards it, and jump over it and over the hole and onto the other side, and,
Yeah, and
do the jump without too much problem.
Can I do?
And Torpo, you wanted to
I'm
climb
gonna
up
use spider climb to climb up.
as a spell,
Yeah, second level.
and you want to climb up on the same side as Lilith, correct?
Yeah, and on the other side where I jumped on the disc. So up the other side.
You
If
are
you-
both on
yeah.
the other side of the hole, and the ooze is on the opposite side. but the ooze is hungry for you. And you see what it does is it clings onto the wall and moves along the wall towards you while lashing out at, currently at Lilith. And hey, it hits Lilith. I've missed so many
15?
times.
Mother.
Lilith, you take 14 points of damage. You're down
Holy
to 23. What do you do, Lilith?
I'm
Run!
gonna disengage and I'm gonna run. I'm gonna run towards Tyrell.
You're gonna run down the hall.
Yeah, I'm gonna book it. I'm gonna disengage and be like, oh fuck this shit, and then I'm gonna run.
And how about you, Torpo?
I look at the.
One last thing, if it gets close and tries to hit me, can I use my? Can I save a bonus action?
No.
I look at Lilith running, and I think I'm better run too. So I'm. My small feet are like wheels. That's fast I run.
Alright. Down the hall, you all meet up at Tyrell. Tyrell, you've been exploring a bit, and it seems that these 4 halls, they connect to each other. They all turn more and more left, and they all connect in a variety of ways, until they all end up at the same place, which is in front of a large door.
Ah! I found the door.
Good job. Can you open the door now?
Are we knocking on the heaven's door?
No!
Just do it fast.
You've
Whatever you
been
have-
investigating a little bit. The door is unlocked and there are no traps.
And
I slowly open the door.
I'm gonna prepare a spell. I'm just gonna prepare. I'll just blast if there's something in there.
I'm gonna prepare a spell too.
Which one?
Bliss.
And you'll cast it if...
If something triggers, so the other attacks it.
Okay,
So
so if
before-
Lilith attacks anything, then you cast Bless.
Yeah, right. The second before she casts anything. So when I can see the movement that she are going to cast, I'm casting Bliss.
And Lilith, you are preparing an Eldritch Blast on
Yeah.
what?
Whatever. If there's something that looks hostile.
If anything moves, you can't say anything that looks hostile, because then it has to do an hostile
everything
act first.
whatever moves in there.
Well, you can't say, if you want, you can say anything hostile, but then it has to do the
If
hostile
it is a
action
little
first.
Girl, I can wait for like a half a second to like, okay, that's a little girl. I'm not gonna hit. The girl.
Yeah, but that's not how it works. Either you say, I attack anything that moves, or you say, I attack anything that's hostile. But that means it gets to do its hostile action before you do your reaction.
Okay, it's more like if I see something that looks vicious.
Anything that looks vicious. Right. You prepare an attack with your
Something
Eldritch
like
Blast
an ooze.
against anything that looks vicious.
Okay,
Exactly.
I look forward so I don't look vicious.
And no, these things don't look vicious. Not
You
fair.
open up into a chamber. It seems that Torpo, you're right. It's this temple is. You would say that this would probably be the crypt beneath the temple, and that which is probably why it's been sealed off and closed off, and so that nobody can come down here, because you don't go down where the dead are buried.
Yeah, well, apparently some do.
And down here in this circular chamber, where you have these niches in the walls,
In the corner.
you see a large raised stone fountain in the middle, containing shallow brackish water. There's a broken statue in the middle that rests atop a pedestal, and
Can we see what the statue?
two of the
Look
niches are
like-
empty, and the rest are broken, and you can see water flowing in.
We have to move.
And you can see these formless sculptures in the remaining niches. The other 4 niches.
Sculptures?
Yeah.
Do they look vicious?
No, the water.
We'll start with Tyrrell. Tyrrell, you opened it. What do you do?
I start to explore the room.
What is it you want to investigate? The niches, the waterfalls, the sculptures, the statue in the middle.
The statue in the middle.
Or the conveniently placed exit sign.
There are no exits.
There are no exits.
Only the way you can.
Oh no.
Only the door we enter.
How about
We
Torpo? Torpo, what do you want to do?
I want to use bless. No matter. No.
Alright. You cast Bless. And Lilith, what do you want to do?
Now we are blessed.
Yeah.
So we have.
You are all 3 blessed by the red dragon. You have the red dragon's bless upon you, giving you a plus 1d4 on any attack or saving throw.
Yay!
Do any of the
dragon
sculptures
teeth.
look vicious?
Not from where you're standing, no.
Oh,
Okay.
then you.
Do you
wasted
want to
your-
enter and investigate these sculptures?
Yeah.
Alright. Tyrrell, do
I'm
a
gonna keep
nature
my
check
distance.
with disadvantage.
Me?
Oh!
No, Tyrrell.
16.
16.
Not bad.
You investigate the statue in the middle. The statue is broken and crumbled. The only thing that actually remain are these clawed stone feet. And your investigation of the statue reveals that these are not animal claws. This was clearly a temple dedicated to some kind of monstrous creature.
Yeah. Cool.
Torpo, you're standing by the entrance. Sorry.
Yeah.
And blessing your party with the will of the red dragon. And Lilith, you step forward to investigate one of these sculptures.
I'm gonna be careful.
Do an investigation, history, I don't know, religion.
Can I do religion?
Yeah, go for it.
Can I do that? Ooh, 24.
Go, girls, go!
These sculptures are very strange and completely out of place. They shouldn't be here, and very strange. It looks like there's something on them as well. And you put out your hand, and as soon as you touch it, the whole sculpture just liquefies, becomes this darker color, and melts in front of you, turns into an ooze, and hits you, dealing 12 damage.
I was being careful. I
Not
guess
enough.
it likes to touch stuff.
Don't touch it!
Okay, you didn't touch it. It still liquefies right in front of you, turns into an ooze that attacks you.
Cool.
You are down at 11 hit points, and I'd like you all to roll initiative once again.
Oh, now again.
Oh, that's real nice.
I'm getting tired of these oozes, and I'm rolled natural 20 plus 2.
19.
How can I continue roll
How can
natural
you-
20?
Every time you do every time you roll initiative, it's just crit. Crit.
Crit?
You rolled a lot of crits this one.
I rolled
Where were we?
I only rolled 3.
Alright, so,
Yeah.
Torpo, you will have initiative 22.
Yeah.
And Lilith? Tyrrell?
19.
3. Roll 3.
Lilith rolled 3 on initiative. All right. Torpo, as you're standing there in the entrance blessing your party, you notice that one of these sculptures turns into an ooze. What do you do?
I'm trying to use light and distract it with a reddish, fire-ish color of the light.
All right. I'll get back to that in a second. First of all, Tyrrell, what about you? How do you react to this ooze that the sculpture that turns into an ooze and attacks Lilith?
Well, I guess I just gonna Eldritch Blast the ooze.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Do that.
$21
Yeah, you hit it.
for 7 points of damage.
All right. You deal 7 points of damage to the ooze. The thing is, oozes don't have sight, and they are therefore also immune to all sight spells. Distracting it with light has absolutely no effect on an ooze. The ooze continues to attack Lilith, and the 3 other sculptures also liquefy and turn into oozes, surrounding Tyrrell.
Yay!
And the ooze attacking Lilith hits Lilith again.
Whoa, it's got more than 20?
Yes, it has more than 20.
19? It's got more than 9? So,
Lilith is
That's
being
well,
acidified by the ooze and is reduced to 0 hit points. Lilith, can you please roll a death save?
yeah. That's 11.
11.
That's right. Is it again?
Alright, that's one good one. Torpo, what do you do?
Can I reach Lilith without the ooze getting me?
Why? What is it you want to do?
Spare the dying.
It will require you to move into the room where there are now 4 oozes.
I know. That's why I'm asking. Can I move over to
Yes, but
Lilith?
you'll end up in the room with the 4
Yeah.
oozes. But the 4 oozes won't, unless they move over to you, of course.
But I want to stand in a kind of safe spot, I think.
There are no safe spots because there's Tyrrell in the middle of the room. Then there are the 4 oozes out on the edges, and you can move into the room, or you can stay out of the room. Staying out of the room, you're in a safe zone. Moving into the room, you're in the room with the 4 oozes.
Yeah, I'm going to move into the room and over to Lilith.
All right, and cast Spare the Dying on her.
Yeah.
So she is no longer dying.
Exactly.
All right. How about you, Tyrrell? You are standing in the middle. You are standing on the edge of this fountain, looking at this broken statue on a pedestal, and there are 4 sculptures around that have just turned into ooze.
Well, they are going to die one way or the other. So I guess I just have to kill them.
Go on, kill them. How do you kill 4 oozes?
How do I kill 4 oozes?
Yeah.
I start to cast Hex on the first one and attack it with my mace.
Which one? The one by Lilith and Torpo, or the other one that's close to them, or one of the 2 that's furthest, that's on the opposite side of the room?
The one between me and them, I guess, will be, because I will try to work my way over there.
Alright, you can easily move over to them and attack the damaged ooze there, which you hex and then attack with your mace.
Yeah.
Your hex deals 4 damage and you have plus 1d4 from Bless on attack.
Yes, correct. So I hit an 21.
And damage?
It's 12 points of damage.
12 points of damage. And that's with the plus 4 from hex.
Yes.
It is still alive. Maybe I should not have it on that page, just so that I can see what's going on. Alright, the oozes now attack. What's your armor class, Tyrell?
19.
And are you wearing any metal armor?
Yes.
Only metal armor?
You were.
No,
how
no
about
metal armor.
Torpo? Torpo, what's your armor class?
12.
Are you wearing any metal armor?
Nope. I'm
Just
not.
just straight up.
I wear.
Alright.
I use a chainmail made out of bones. No metal.
Straight up.
Till
bones.
your armor is reduced by 1. So your armor class is now 18 as the one of the ooze hits you for a lot of damage. You are attacked by 3 oozes, Tyrell, while Torpo is attacked by 1. And
Oh, he's so dead, man. He's so dead.
Yeah, I'm dead.
Torpo, you don't take any damage, but Tyrell goes down.
Really?
Yeah,
Now we
you
dead.
take more than
Now
21.
we
Yeah, but at the moment I have 27. Because of temporary hit points from killing the last object.
That's true. Dark One's blessing. That's
That's good because that means you have 3 hit points left.
Cool, so I'm not dead.
No,
Not
you're
down.
not down. Dead. 3 out of 34, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
So you are at 9% health.
Yeah.
Barely alive.
Yeah, but alive, but still fighting.
Yeah.
And
die.
like I said, Torpo is not hit. Don't have it here, do I? Oh, yeah, I do. Here we go. The reason you take so much damage, Tyrell, is because it did a critical hit on you. And we're playing with critical hit effects, as you noticed when your leg took severe damage.
Oh, didn't that? Oh, so oozes can't get critically.
Yeah, but it's dead, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but
The injury rules are only relevant if you survive. If you don't survive, it don't matter. Oh, well, you look at that. It acidifies your peg leg. So you fall prone as it's eaten away your peg leg.
Okay.
Then it is Lilith. Lilith, you are unconscious but no longer dying. Then it's Torpo. Torpo, what do you do?
Cure wounds on Lilith.
Why didn't you do that to
my
begin
turn.
with?
Yeah,
Because I needed to spare her from dying first.
If you cast Cure Wounds, then it's then she's no longer dying.
you do have to. Then you just
Yeah,
get
but
up to your feet.
the spare the dying is a cantrip.
Yeah, but if you're gonna heal
If you were
anyway,
going to heal anyway,
then
just
it's
so you know,
better
next time
to
it's
don't.
just heal immediately instead of.
Then I know it now.
Yeah, do it now. It's just so you know for next time.
Yeah.
Just do it immediately. If you're going to heal her first round.
8.
8.
8 hit points.
Yeah.
Nice.
Alright, Lilith, you are at 8 hit points. And you wake up with your 2 other friends. You are all 3 surrounded by these 4 oozes, and in a room where the water level is rising. The water is nearing, it's about half a meter now. So you actually wake up in the water with Torpo pulling you out. You see Torpo barely has his head over the water by now. Maddie isn't with us. His life is on the line, but he's decided not to play. And usually I don't kill players when they're not here, but he pretty much died last time, unless you can save him this time. But we're going to rewind it a little bit. Last time, Torpo, you healed Lilith.
Yeah.
And we stopped the game as Lilith got up again. But rewinding from that, you're getting your spell slot back. You haven't healed Lilith. Lilith is unconscious, and if you two also die, then she will perish with you as well. So the only way of any of you are going to die is if there's a total party kill. Alright?
Yeah.
Alright.
So, we will rewind to Torpo. Torpo, it is your turn. You are by the entrance of the room. You are surrounded by 2 oozes, and Tyrrell, who is lying in the water, surrounded by 3 of the 4 oozes. So one of the oozes is actually between you and Torpo, you and Tyrrell.
Yeah.
What do you do?
I think I wanna do.
I can't do.
Whoa.
Yeah, sorry. I can see that you're only 72 centimeters high. You're only 2 feet high.
Mm-hmm.
The water's 3 feet high, so you're actually swimming in the water.
Yeah.
How is combat swimming?
Then it's got higher since last time. Last time I was, it was 50 centimeters.
Yeah, okay, it's 2 feet high. We did play 2 hours. That's 2 feet, so it's 2 feet high, and you are a little over 2 feet high. Yeah, it's about 50, close to 60 centimeters.
Yeah.
You're still close to swimming, though.
I can still breathe and touch the bottom.
Yeah.
I think I wanna. I wanna. Is that that's action.
Each foot of movement costs 1 extra foot, so everything counts as difficult to.
Yeah.
Spellcasting. If you have your head underwater, you can't cast spells with the verbal component. And then there's breathing underwater. So it mostly affects swimming. It really doesn't affect attacks. Huh. I would say some attacks have disadvantage. So you're in combat. What do you do?
I think I want cure wounds on myself.
Alright.
Just
And
because I'm so...
you healed Lilith for 8 hit points, so instead of healing Lilith for 8 hit points last time, you heal yourself for 8 hit points.
Yeah. And that is...
So you
14.
are at 14. What's your max hit points?
17.
Where is... I have way too many things open.
Then you are like me.
Yeah, I was doing the whole preparing the news segment thing.
Yeah. I'm usually also have too many things open.
Here we go. Alright. Do we have... Not really, but it's good enough. Torpo. Alright, 14 hit points. That brings you close to your maximum hit points. Tyrrell, your armor is acidified, so you have a -1 on armor class. Your foot has been acidified, meaning that you only have half move, and you are prone in the water. You are surrounded by 3 oozes and Torbos that's standing next to you by the entrance. What do you do?
Well, I spent half of my half movement to stand up again, I guess.
Swim above water, get up.
Then I use my bonus action to activate my fighter ability called Second Wind to regain some hit points, I hope.
You're pretty happy that it's water that you're swimming in, because then you don't have to put any pressure on your bad leg.
And with an 8, so it's 10 hit points back.
Alright, so you are at 13 out of
34.
34. That's 38. So you still have your action.
Yes, and then I use my action to use my wand, because after all it's my heaviest damage dealing item.
Mm-hmm.
So I attack I guess the wounded one.
Alright.
With the blight. DC.
It is very wounded.
Very wounded. Okay.
It's very wounded.
Guess I take one of the press. Right. No reason to waste a powerful spell to really kill something.
It fails its saving.
It fails at 7 total. So it takes 8 necrotic damage.
8 necrotic damage.
8d8.
8d8, yeah. How much is that?
42.
42. Is this the ooze that's between you and Torpo, or is it the other one?
The one between.
Well, you used the wand of the Bloodlord.
Yes.
And
right.
The ooze completely starts withering. It goes small and it dissolves into the water, and it's destroyed.
It's destroyed actually. And now because of my Dark One's blessing, I get some temporary hit points equal to 6 hit points.
How much?
6.
6. So you have 19 hit points, where 6 of them are temporary.
Yes, that's correct.
Alright, that does help quite a bit.
And guess I then spent my action search to get a second action.
Mm-hmm.
And well, it works once, so let us try it just same time one more and try to
the other one at full health next to you, or the one by Torpo at full health?
The full health next to me.
Alright.
DC 18.
It succeeds its saving throw.
So we take only half damage. But actually 56, so 28. points of damage.
28, still enough to destroy it. So you've destroyed 2 oozes.
Awesome. Well, I guess I can't do anything more at the moment. After all, I don't want to take an attack opportunity to try to move away from that thing, and well, I have spent my actions and I have spent my bonus actions, so that's all for me.
Alright, well, there are still 2 oozes left. One of them wounded, almost dissolved in the water, and it's attacking you too. And the other one is the ooze attacking Torpo. The one attacking you two tries to hit you with one of its pseudopods. And you only have armor class 18, but it misses you. Then the one attacking you, Torpo. And Torpo, you have armor class
12.
12. I was going to say 17, but that's your hit points. 12. Alright. It hits you.
Oh, not good. Not good.
By how much?
By a lot. It hit armor class 22.
Ow. That hurt a lot.
But you don't have any metal armor, so your armor class isn't reduced. Still, you take quite a number of it acidifies you, dealing 3 points of bludgeoning damage and 5 points of acid damage. So you take 8 damage. So you're down to 6 hit points.
6.
Again.
Yeah, again.
Hey, it's better than nothing.
True, true.
Oh. What just happened? I just did something weird. Oh, it's because it's gold. Alright. It is your turn, Torpo.
Yeah.
You're trying to heal yourself while one of the oozes is acidifying you, and next to you, the elf Till in his heavy armor. He's trying to swim a little in the water, but his armor is pulling him down, but he can still, stand. He's taking care of the other 3, and he's killed 2 of the other 3 oozes. What do you do?
How much do I weigh?
I don't know.
30 pounds, 20 pounds?
14 kilos. We use the metric system here.
Yeah, and how much is that into
Twice.
pounds?
28.
Why?
28 pounds.
Why? What's your question?
Because of my mage hand.
And what do you want to do with your mage hand?
Carry me a little upwards.
You can't use mage hand to carry yourself.
Oh. And that was a plan down the drain.
That's correct.
That's not the intention of mage hand, that you can carry yourself.
I know.
It would be the equivalent of you carrying yourself, without mage hand. You can't. Mage hand is simply an extension of your hand.
Yeah.
Do you
Can
have
I find?
Offensive attacks, spells? Or perhaps you want to flee or heal again?
Yeah. Are there any leaps or hangouts or something I can get up on?
No. No, everything's been... well, actually, that's not true. There is the broken statue in the center of the room, where the only thing that remains of the statue is the feet. But the pedestal that it's standing on and the 2 feet that are still present, that's actually still above water.
Okay. Can I get there without the ooze get attack of opportunity?
Yeah. It's you move like 2 meters, 1.5 meters, and then you can get up on it.
Yeah.
So that's your move. You still have your action.
And then I want.
You climb up onto the pedestal where there once was a statue, which is now gone.
Then I want to bless me and the elf.
Aren't you both already blessed?
I can't remember if it's run out.
No, it has a pretty long duration, doesn't it? No, it only has 1 minute duration.
Yes.
Well, it wasn't during this combat that you blessed, so sure, you bless you and your friend.
Yeah.
So now I'm blessed.
You are blessed.
You're blessed now.
Cool! I'm blessed. I guess I then my bonus action, if it's my turn.
It is.
I use to cast a spell Hex.
Alright.
Against use close to me. After all. And then I attack it with my won't normally turret attack roll.
Go for it. You have plus 1d4.
That is correct. So I have plus 6 and plus the 4. I guess 25 hits.
Yeah, you it's almost broken. You just hit it and it goes splash into the water, and the ooze just dissolves. You break it in two, and it's dead.
Oh. So
you are no longer surrounded by any oozes. There's only one ooze left, and it's on the other side of Torpo. It's actually near between Torpo and the exit.
I guess I use my movement to move closer to Torpo so I can hopefully kill the last one as well.
Do you have a second attack on this round?
No, because that was my extra. So.
Do you have any possibility of moving your hex?
Not this round. I can move it next round as a bonus action.
Even though it's gone from the dead one?
Yes.
Right.
It's still around the water in the thing.
Yeah.
Just...
Well, Torpo, you are fighting against this ooze, trying to keep yourself alive, climb up onto the pedestal where there once was a statue, while the ooze keeps on trying to hit you and dissolves you and catch you and grab you. And you stand there and you call on the might of the great red dragon Temperature to aid you. And the dragon blesses you. The ooze keeps on striking out to take you down, but now that you have the high ground, it just can't get to you. So it misses its attack, and it's your turn. What do you do?
Then I want to throw my dagger.
You can do a normal dagger attack. You don't have to throw it.
Then I want to do a normal dagger attack.
Alright, go for it.
Go, stab it.
22.
That's a hit. Damage?
3 piercing.
Awesome. Go, Tobu, go.
Alright. You deal 3 damage to the ooze as you plunge a dagger into it, and you can see that this ooze is very acidic, and it actually starts acidifying your dagger. Your dagger now D is a dagger -1. It's only damage. So it deals at -1 damage from now on.
So instead of
-1.
Yeah. Oh, that way.
And when it reaches -5, the dagger will be completely destroyed, acidified.
That's alright.
Isn't there something about you? Don't you have more than one dagger? Yeah, you have 2 daggers.
Yeah.
So this is only one of your daggers that is acidified. The other one's still okay.
Yeah.
Also note, now you only have 1 dagger, but next turn you could draw your second dagger and do 2 attacks. Use your bonus action to do an offhand attack if you wanted to. Tyrrell, you are scampering around in the water and have come over to where the Cobalt Torpo is fighting an Ooze.
Does Ooze affect my mace in
Nope.
the same way?
No, your mace is immune to that kind of acid.
Fair enough. Okay, because then I would change my tactic and attack with Electric Blast instead. But
Yeah, but no, you've been using your mace and it hasn't taken any damage from the acid.
then I move my hex to the last one and try to bend around to attack it and slap it and kill it again. And
Go on.
it's a dead one. Dead Ooze, the good Ooze. 24, I guess, hit.
Yes, it does.
So it takes 11 points of damage.
11 points of damage. It still has some hit points. It's wounded. It's below half. It's struggling to swim around in the water. But
Awesome.
it's still alive. And it's still focusing on Torpo. It's not that intelligent. It has a prey. It wants to consume the Cobalt and its dagger. And it does a critical hit on Torpo.
Oh no!
If
Not my healer! I guess.
So you had 6 hit points, Torpo.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're going down. Even without a critical, you were going down.
Oh. Well, I guess I will have to try to save the day then.
Yeah, I hope you have some healing spells, words, thingy, magicka.
Nope. I don't.
It's okay. We're playing with total party kill. Since we have a player that's not present, then that shouldn't penalize neither you nor him. So
Okay.
it's a total party kill or everybody survives. Unless, of course, Till specifically decides to leave you behind.
True. But he can put me in his pocket, so he does not leave me behind.
So
I think.
the critical hit has very little effect on you compared to if it was a normal hit. Both situations you're knocked unconscious. But since we're playing with injuries, then instead of suffering 1 injury, you suffer 2 injuries.
Oh.
Me or him?
Torpo suffers 2 injuries.
2 injuries.
Yes, 1 from the critical hit, and then 1 from dropping to 0 hit points.
Yeah.
That's sure it's a bad thing.
What kind of injuries do I get then?
You lose an eye and a hand. Or you lose both your hands.
Mm-mm.
Um,
No, thank you.
You lose your tongue.
My thumb.
Yep.
Why my thumb?
Tongue. Not your thumb.
No, my tongue.
Tongue? Yes, you can't speak anymore.
your tongue. No,
Then I'm short.
no,
Then I'm
the,
short of sorcery points.
You've you stabbed the ooze, and the ooze has grabbed your dagger and is acidifying your dagger, and then it just crawls up and grabs your arm. It summons a pseudopod and it strikes you right in the chest, knocking you backwards and into the water and knocks you completely unconscious. Tyrrell.
Yeah.
Now, actually, for fun, Torpo, can you do a death save?
Go.
It was a 18.
Tyrrell, what do you do?
Well, there's one who's left, and
Yeah.
my friend is down, and my other friend is
Both
also
of
down.
your friends are down, yeah.
So I guess I just have to attack the son of a bitch.
Yeah.
And it's a critical hit good.
The critical hit is good. It's
That also-
double damage and it's hexed. Does hex also double?
All die roll normal.
Yeah, then you don't even have to roll. You crit it. As it hits you, it hits Torpo, and in the millisecond after you hit it sideways, so that the ooze just splatters all over the wall on your
The opposite side.
It's a little bit on your left, and you hit it sideways, and it just splatters onto the wall there.
Do I stand on the right of the ooze or on the right of Tyrrell?
On the left of Tyrrell, right of the ooze.
Then I get ooze all over me.
Completely ooze.
Yeah, as you're flying in the air, you get ooze all over you, and then you land in the water unconscious.
Awesome. Well,
That's kind of nasty.
So, good news. You survived the combat section.
I survived the combat section. Yeah.
Do you stabilize the kobold?
I stabilized the kobold.
Alright, so you all survived this fight.
And then I guess
You can hear your mace, your wand. It left. Pain, suffering, more.
What?
I like it.
Oh, yeah, me too. I love it. It's a wonderful vibe. So let us always kind of thinking of each of them just to have some part from maybe not. But well, I guess nothing really to come in this room here.
You spend some time stabilizing your friends, ensuring that they don't drown, and then the question is, what's your plan? What do you do? You weren't actually finished searching the room.
The water. I want to get out of the water.
You're unconscious.
Well, I put them up on the statue as much, or the fountain, or whatever, to place them out of the water. And then I guess I start searching the fountain around the stage to see if there is something here, and then I guess...
You search through more of this chamber in the crypt, and there are no hidden exits, but you do find what seems to be the remains of some kind of treasure that has been left behind. You find hundreds and hundreds of coins, silver coins and gold coins. You find bracelets, bracelets made out of expensive metals. You find a very nice looking dagger, and at least 2 vials containing some kind of liquid.
Okay.
Different kinds of liquid.
Okay.
Now you are in a situation where you don't really have the time to look through these items unless you have to detect magic or identify.
I have to take magic, so that's the first thing.
That's true. You also have it as a at will ability, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's a gift from the Blood Lord that enables you to see that the treasure that you find is 112 silver coins.
112 silver coins.
41 gold coins.
Yes.
3 gold bracelets. And these are worth 25 gold each. I'm telling you so that I won't forget it.
25.
Yeah. Your character's unsure of its exact value, but write down that it's 25 gold each. The dagger is a dagger +1. You actually don't know that. You just know the dagger is magical. The potion is magical, and the vial is magical.
Okay.
So a magical dagger, a magical potion, and a magical vial.
Yes. Well, I guess then I try to get the hell out of here. And I guess I have to try and drag them with me in a way.
Like I said, you are happy that there's water, because then you don't have to put pressure on your bad leg. Your wand keeps on giggling at your pain and misfortune. Oh yes, feed me your pain. But it also has a wish to get out of here. It doesn't want to get trapped in this sinking crypt. So it advises you, if you bring me back to the cave where the water fell from the ceiling and strike me up at the broken ceiling. Maybe we can open up a passageway that we can swim out of.
That sounds like a good idea, so I follow his plan. And
Excellent.
I dragged Lilith and Torbo with me.
Again, you're lucky that there's water. Makes it a little easier to drag. And you have a relatively high strength score. Is that correct?
That's correct, 17.
Yeah. So that's no problem. The issue is, as soon as you leave the room, you are standing in front of a choice. There are 4 halls here.
Yeah.
Which of the 4 halls are you going to take? And this may be a life and death decision.
Well, I remember that one of them, the one I came from, there was a nasty hole in the ground. But I don't know if that's also possible with the other. So I guess actually in a way, rather than explore, I take the one I came from. And then let's hope if the water is there, then I can actually swim over the hole in a way. Maybe.
Yeah, swimming should not be too much of an issue. The issue was actually not the hole or the traps. The issue was that from the hole, a large ooze came crawling out and followed the others. And as you're moving your way back, you turn around the corner and you see this this ooze. It's quite clear. It's not hidden in any way. So I'd like you to do an initiative to see if it gets to attack you or whether you get to act first.
Right. Okay. Fair enough.
I think you're gonna get to act first.
That will be a 17.
Yeah. You round the corner and you can see this ooze floating in the water. It's larger than the oozes that you've just fought, and it's moving in your direction. But you get to react before it can reach you.
Well, then I have to make the run because I can't fight with the 2. My hands full of bodies and they're floating, and so I will backtrack and try to escape that way and take one of the other.
Now, what's your movement speed? It's actually
15 feet. If it's half my normal movement speed.
Your movement speed is halved because of your wounded leg.
Yeah.
Your movement speed is halved because you are in water. Does that make your movement speed a quarter?
That would be 7.5 feet.
But does it do that?
I'm not sure. I don't know. You're a dungeon master. You're supposed to know that kind of stuff.
I don't believe that I've ever read about cumulative speed reduction.
In a way, I guess it won't, because if I don't actually, I use the leg just to swim, but it's less painful in a way. So I don't think it would stack in a way. But yeah.
Roll an athletics check, please.
Athletics. 21.
Alright. This is a bit of a scary situation. You are down in an abandoned crypt. You are pulling a tiefling and a kobold with you in water that has now reached 1 meter. 1 meter. The whole place is still being flooded, and there's this dark ooze, and it's not very fast, but it has caught your scent. and it swims over to the wall and starts crawling on the wall and on the ceiling, which actually makes it a tiny bit faster than you, but very, very little, by only a margin. But as it is now, you won't actually be able to outrun it. So, are you going to hope that you can get to your destination faster than it can catch up to you, or do you have another plan?
I guess if I realize I can't outrun it, I will try to find a way where I can place the others so they're not in a situation that will drown if I take the combat. And then I will turn to, kill it. After all, I can't escape it, then I have to fight it.
Which of the other 3 halls do you take? You're coming from the one furthest. When you came out of the room, there were 4 halls. You took the one further to the left, and now you're coming back to take one of the other 3 halls. Which of the 3 halls are you going to go for?
I guess it would be number 4, so it's the one to close.
The closest one.
Right. Yes.
And I'm assuming that you're swimming with your friends as fast as you can to get away from the ooze.
Yeah. That's correct.
And the ooze is chasing you at...
I smell its fear.
And you... You are only 2 players. Yeah, okay. Since you're only 2 players, then and you did roll higher on initiative, I'll give you a chance, and you get to outswim the ooze. It is still following you, so there's no rest. And the crypt is still being flooded, so again, no rest. But you can outswim it and swim into the cave where the ceiling is cracked and there's water spilling in here faster than any other room you've been in.
Okay. Well, I guess I try to use my wand to smash the ceiling. If that's the way it's escape.
How tall are you?
Close to 6 feet or something. Tall out.
Meter 85?
About close to 2 meters.
2 meters. Alright. And it's a meter of water. And you can stretch your arm. Alright, it's a bit of a stretch, but if you set off a little bit and stretch your arm as high as you can just reach the ceiling. And you notice that it takes very little. Chipping away at the ceiling little by little is enough for the cracks to open up and cause the ceiling to collapse down on you and your friends. And enables you to swim upwards. But I'd like you to roll an athletics check. And it takes
19.
19. Alright, so that's not an issue. You're swimming pretty good. Could you do it with disadvantage? You're carrying 2 people, you're wounded as well.
Then it would still be 19 because the second move was an 18. 3 is 21, so 19 with a disadvantage.
So you're swimming very well.
I'm a strong man, so yeah.
And it's not an issue for you to hold your breath as you swim up through the ceiling. And into a new cave.
Into a new cave.
Yes.
Oh.
The cave you emerge in, you emerge in a lake actually, where there's still air bubbling up from the crypt below, and there's water falling through cracks in the ceiling here as well. And the lake that you're swimming around in is only part of a larger cave that you're looking into. But this place it seems that you should be able to take a short rest here if you want, which might bring at least Torpo up. Clearly not Lilith since she's not playing with us, but then you'll have Torpo back.
Yeah, and I could try if I can to make try to the hole I made where the ooze cannot come up from there. So if there's some way can destroy the ceiling over the hole to fall down. Just yeah. Well, else it's a short rest.
You're struggling a little bit with it, but you don't really manage to close off the hole down into the crypt.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'll still allow you to take a short rest.
Fair enough. Then I take
You're
take
entering a new part of the dungeon. In other words, you take a short rest. In the hour that you rest here in this cave, the water's still filling the crypt up downstairs, and the flow is enough to keep the oozes from swimming up. But once the crypt is completely filled, the oozes will be able to rise up.
Yeah.
But that's not yet. But meaning that both of you can use hit dice if you want some hit points back, including you, Torpo.
I would love that, I guess.
Yes, please.
And so
7. So that is
11.
13.
I'm up to max hit points actually. 2 hit dice.
Alright, and Torpo, do you...
If I only roll 1 hit die, then I just add it to the 6, right?
Yes.
Okay. Then I only use 1 hit die, because
And
then I'm at 13.
13. So you have 13 hit points until you still have the 6 temporary hit points, is that correct?
That's correct.
So you had 40 hit points?
All the hit points, yes.
Alright. So let me just update your hit points on the stream. Now, Tyrrell is at 100, and Torpo, you're at 76%. No. Ah, you've recovered nicely.
Long live the Tyrrell. Long live the Bloodlord.
Okay. Torpo. The last thing you remember was being in the flooded room, fighting the ooze and losing the fight as the ooze struck you in the chest.
Mm-hmm.
Now you wake up. You are in a cave. You can still hear water spilling. As you look around, you can see Lilith is lying still unconscious. She's not waking up yet. And Tyrrell resting up against one of the walls. You are gravely wounded. Though you have 13 hit points left, you have you can feel that you've taken quite a big hit. And simply getting up on your feet just aches. all over. It feels very hard for you to breathe, and everything still hurts. But you are awake, and you are both in a cave. That's very descriptive, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're both in a cave with this lake that roils as if it's a storm-tossed sea. You both have dark vision as well, which enables you to see a 3-meter wide opening that leads into a cave next to you, and a tunnel at the end of the cave that you're in right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Cool. Okay.
The tunnel, does that go up or downwards? Or just straight?
Upwards.
So let's go up, I guess.
Yeah. As far away from the water as possible.
The other one also goes a little up. Not as much up, but also leads a little up.
We take the steepest one.
Alright.
Well, I take the steepest one. I don't know how about
Well,
the
I guess
trail.
if it's possible, I spend 10 minutes to, I don't know if it's actually work, but invisible servant to pull Lilith.
Alright, yeah, sure. Anything to make that part of the game more easier now that Maddie is
So I cast it as a ritual, so I don't use spend a spell slot on it.
Yeah, sure. That's a good use of the mechanics.
Does she weigh more than 10 pounds in water?
Yes.
Shit.
She's way too heavy.
Torpo, can you do a Constitution saving throw, please?
A Constitution saving, yes. 16.
6. Almost any action that you take hurt, but you manage to, to fight through the pain. And strangely enough, you can hear Tyril's mace, Tyril's magical wand, the wand of the Bloodlord, talk, saying, I can feel your pain, little kobold, and it pleases the Bloodlord.
I asked Joel if I can't remember if Joel is a he or she, but if they can make it be quiet, because it's really disturbing. And
what?
Oh, I like that you find me disturbing.
not
All
fun.
kinds of pain and suffering, both physical and mental, is just few.
Oh well, then just go ahead.
Yeah.
Now I got a new mental friend.
Yay!
Anytime you want to take an action, Torpo, you will have to succeed at a Constitution saving throw.
Oh man.
Because of the pain that you're suffering at the moment.
Next time, don't take a hit to
I look down myself and look if it's legit physical things missing on me, or it's just muscle.
What kind of clothes are you wearing?
I was just wearing common clothes.
Can you describe your outfit, your clothing?
A kind of what it's called, robe thingy. Knee high, little over knee high. Robe thingy.
Well, you look down. How long are your sleeves?
To mid on my forearm.
What color is this? What material is it made of?
Woven things. Woven wool, I think.
And red. Like
And what color is it?
I think it's
dirty?
Yeah.
or is it
Well-
actually clean and colored? Or I mean, you are the leader of a kobold tribe, so
Yeah, it's clean colors and the colors of the dragon.
so red
The-
is
the-
these.
The dragon's favorite colors.
Yeah, so
colors.
it's a
Because-
red woolen
Yeah,
robe.
yeah, and
Golden.
no, what it's called,
Embroidered.
woven thing, so they can see I'm the master of the guardian of.
Yeah, so you have the symbol of your tribe
Yeah,
embroidered into the
yeah.
robe. But the robe
On the
is, yes,
edges.
it is dirty and it is worn. I mean, you did go through an earthquake, cave-in, flooding, combat against oozes that's been acidifying you guys. But no, as you look down, you can't really identify any wounds as such. I'll allow you to do a medicine check if you want to spend some time on it as you wake up in the cave.
Yeah, I want to do that.
Roll a medicine check.
Yeah, 11.
You start checking yourself, but you're not missing any limbs. Your conclusion is that you must have some kind of internal injury that is causing you pain.
Yeah, right.
You decide to start moving down this tunnel. Are you sneaking?
Up.
Up.
Go
Yes,
up.
up, down, up. Are you sneaking or are you just trudging next side by side?
I'm lighted feet, so I'm not making that much noise.
Well, I wear heavy armor and not very stealthy, so I don't think I try to.
That's why you sneak.
Do you want to roll a stealth check, both of you? Yes or no?
Yes,
I want to.
Tyrell, you rolling with disadvantage.
I know. So it's going to be lucky number 3.
And 30.
So that means you have a group stealth of 13. Torpo, you're moving first.
Yeah.
You're also moving quite slow, because not only are you moving stealthily, but Tyrell has lost his peg leg. And you can see
Peg
that his leg
leg?
has been further
Oh.
acidified. His left leg, his left foot is actually...
No, yeah. I heard it as a peck leg, I think.
Yeah, his peg leg is
What?
gone. His foot was incinerated a few months ago when by a fire elemental, and then it was replaced by a small peg leg.
Yeah.
And now the peg leg, that stump, has been acidified away, and more of his leg has been acidified. He's in pain, which the mace is enjoying, but at the same time he's using the mace to use as a crutch to move. But his movement speed is reduced, and as he's trying to stealth, then his movement speed is reduced even further. So you're moving very slowly.
Yeah, and I'm looking around and see if I can find some materials that can replace the peg leg. So he can
Are you
walk.
skilled in any artisan
Nope.
tools? Yeah, you have no idea what to look for.
I just look for things.
Here is a stone. No. Here's bigger stone. No.
You enter a large cave, which is extremely disturbing, because in the middle of this cave that you enter into, there's a large archway made out of worked stone. There's there are skeletons, 4 of them, that are heaving carcasses of animals of some kind towards this archway in the middle.
So the skeletons are looking like animals.
No, the skeletons are dragging carcasses, animal
yeah.
carcasses, and they drag them over to this archway
Mm-hmm.
where the animals are stacked in a pile haphazardly along the wall just on your left, and they move it over to the archway, and there's some kind of trap in the archway that turns the carcasses into pulp and mush. And as it comes out as pulp and mush on the outside of the archway, there are two more skeletons that are shoveling up the remains of this pulp and mush of these carcasses and putting into buckets.
Okay, interesting.
What do you do? In the cave, there's an exit on the far right side, which is means you won't have to get near the archway. And then there's another exit on the far left side, but that will require you to move past the archway, the skeletons, the carcasses.
I vote for the right way. And let it all be left alone.
Torto, do you agree?
Yeah, I agree. Just slower than normal. So we are walking really, really slow.
Alright. Yeah, you're moving about 5-10 feet per round.
Mm-hmm.
That's 2 to 3 meters per 6 seconds. So half a meter a second. That's how slow you're sneaking through the room to avoid the skeletons that are grinding away these animal carcasses and turning them into mush and pulp. And as you reach the exit on the right side, you come into what seems to be the actual temple. You were down in the crypt, and now you came up into these caverns, and now you're coming into the temple. The temple here that you enter has dozens of fine gilded mirrors that stand between silk that hangs along the walls of this once splendid religious hall. There's a dozen rough cots spread across the center of this room, and you can see this shrouded magic that lights up, that dimly lights the area. There's an exit on the far end of the room, and you notice a number of humans that lie dead. It seems that part of the ceiling has collapsed, probably during the earthquake, and fallen down on them, killed them.
Interesting.
What do you do?
So, search the room or just pass through?
I think I want to search the room a little.
Alright, could you both roll a perception check?
Yeah,
A
sure.
perception check.
No problem at all.
Crit miss.
21.
There's clearly something very wrong with this room.
Okay.
Apart from the splendor in ruin and the dead humans that probably once inhabited this place, you notice that all the cots and the lights are all at least 3 meters from the walls, where there are these the mirrors and the silk hanging from it. It seems that it's keeping its distance from all of the mirrors.
I see.
How far out? How long is the distance between me and some of the corpses?
You
the
can reach the
skeletons.
corpses with... The corpses are not an issue to reach. They're in the center of the room, by the cots, by the beds that are also set away from the walls. The skeletons are in the cave behind you.
Okay. Can I see some small creatures or animals in the pile?
No.
That are easy to move?
No.
Does there lay bones around the area?
No, there's only you count 4 dead humans killed by the earthquake, and there's the exit as well, and the mirrors. There's no bones here. There are no animals.
Can I see if the humans was? I want to search the humans. In other words,
The humans were they were priests conducting. They were some kind of researchers as well as priests. As I've mentioned before, this temple seemed to be some kind of mixture between temple and laboratory.
yeah.
And these people clearly indicates that assumption is correct.
Was they carrying anything or
Nothing of specific interest as such. They have some religious garments, but
yeah.
I guess he's just trying to find something small enough to use mage hand.
No. I was thinking in other direction.
Fair enough. I don't like the virus.
your journey through the crypt and this temple indicates that you're probably on the right path for the exit. As I mentioned last time, you were in the crypt, in the cellar, which was probably closed off. Now you've reached up into the temple, which means that you should be able to move through the temple and leave through the temple as long as you don't encounter any hostility on the way.
Yeah, and I think I've actually prepared to get out of here in a way. I'm not really made for combat at the moment.
I want to try something, and maybe it's not that
closer
good.
to the exit, the other way out. While
All right.
Yeah, the mirror closest to the exit. How close are it? Like how far away from the exit are it?
3 meters from the exit.
Okay, I want to cast light directly in front of the mirror, so it spreads the light in the room, and see if anything.
Yeah, till you have. That's right. I have to remember that. Till you can see magic, and
that's correct.
all of the mirrors exude an aura of conjuration.
Ah, okay. So they summon something. Fair enough. That's not a good thing.
Which also means that as soon as Torpo summons a light, the mirror still simply functions normally. The light is not the trigger to trigger whatever these mirrors conjure.
That's good. That's the least good thing. I tell him it's of course the conjuring mirror, so maybe not the. Maybe to create some monsters or some other stuff coming out and.
Or maybe some allies.
Maybe, but I fear
Look at the bright side of things.
Okay, I have 1 foot. You are 2 foot, and we have.
And the says, "I have no feet, but if anything comes out of those mirrors, we will either show them pain or convert them to our cause."
And we have a dead tiefling. Stabilize.
She does not matter. She is not suffering. Pity.
We can always try to cut a finger off Tobo and throw her head in front of it.
Yes, that is a great idea.
The
Take a very blunted knife so it hurts extra much.
the animal corpses, are they undead?
The carcasses are in the other cave.
So you will go back to talk to the undeads again now?
Do I see anything that the the humanoids or the skeleton thingies on the floor, are they undead?
No, they're dead.
Okay. We are moving out of the room.
Alright, can you roll a new stealth check? Because now you were a little noisy here in this room, so we'll need a new stealth check for the next room.
Please tell me it is with advantage.
You do not roll advantage until rolls with disadvantage.
Okay, then it will be at 19.
Toast! Teamwork, baby! What did you roll, Torbo?
6.
I have a natural 20 and a 19.
Or natural 20 with advantage.
But it's not with advantage. But
No,
you
I know that.
do work together, so you have a group stealth of 19. This time, Till takes the lead. He's moving extra slow, but he leads you into the room so that you stay out of the magical darkness.
Yeah.
The lights are also magical, Till. They are simple light spells, continual flame spells.
So we walk out of the magical darkness. I can see magical darkness.
You enter a chamber with piers, stone benches, columns, and raised altar, all suggesting that this was probably the main chamber of this temple. You see skeletons arrayed across the benches. And again, you see some very disturbing stuff.
I forgot I had that thing. God
We
damn it.
see dead people.
Yes, you see two undead moving through the room with buckets and boots made out of stone that move
Buckets.
among the dead skeletons that are sitting in the piers as if in veneration to whatever god this temple is to. And you notice that they when they reach a certain skeleton, they pour the content of the bucket over the bones, and you can see ooze, a lot like the oozes you fought down in the crypt, come out of the buckets and spill onto the skeletons.
I don't like that. I'm not in the mood to fight more ooze.
The spilled ooze splatter onto the ground. They don't seem to be alive as such, but it's probably still very acidic, which explains the stone boots that these undeads are walking around with. And they're moving around. It looks like the undead have been commanded to conduct some kind of undead/ooze experiment on these dead skeletons, and that they're just doing it even though their masters now lie dead from the earthquake. There is an exit on the opposite side of the room.
Okay. Well, I guess of course, I will always try to detect magic just to be sure about it all. Around every hour, I renew the ritual to keep my unseen servant pulling Lilith.
You should be able to get out of this cave with the unseen servant, and I should remember the detect magic, and I should remember your wand as well, who is quite evil and nasty, but who does keep quiet when necessary. It doesn't have a death wish.
He wants to survive too.
Yep.
So I guess I have to vow. I'm not interested in fighting with a lot of oozes and a lot of undeads at the moment.
And you do have a stealth check of 19, so sneaky from one end to the other shouldn't be that.
I just take a mental picture and say I will be back later with reinforcements. And then
You on board with that plan, Torpo?
Yeah.
Well,
Graham.
the elf in his dark armor and his missing left leg sneaks through the room, followed by a small kobold and an unseen servant that's carrying a tiefling. And you sneak past the undead that are conducting the strange experiment, move into the hall across, and enter a hall that turns right and left. And you're pretty sure that one of these paths leads to the exit hall. But which one is it? Is it the one to the right, or is it the one to the left?
That's a good question. Maybe you can answer that in another house.
Oh, we still have 40 minutes though.
Well, I'm not sure. I think right, but I also think left. And you always have to pick one of them, so I go left.
Left is right.
Yes.
All right.
So right is left.
No.
Left is right, so we left right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You move down the hall until you reach the next hall, which you're hoping is the exit.
But it's not.
The enormous chamber that you reach is a chamber of grey stone filled with square vats, all made of the same material. And in the center of the chamber, there's a great fountain that spews black liquid that lands in a wide stone pool. There are trenches cut into the floor that run from the fountain bowl, where the black pool lands in, and out into the vats, so that this liquid flows out into them. On the wall to the left of the chamber is this large black curtain that covers most of the wall, and on the opposite side is yet another hall. This is clearly not the exit. You notice 2 undeads and 4 skeletons that move amongst the square vats. There are 8 of them, 8 square vats, and you can see that they're moving around with these strange rods of some kind, and sometimes poke down into the vats while moving from one to another. What do you do?
Okay. Well, once again, I think this is not the way, so I guess we had to try back. Because a little too many opponents for me to fight at the moment. So I will take the way back to and take the other way.
So you sneak back down the hall.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I said, you're sneaking very slowly.
Yeah.
So it takes you quite a while to move down the hall until you reach the chamber. You reach a chamber with cracked and decaying bones that are piled throughout, and you can see the exit of the temple.
Right.
In this hall, you notice an undead that is walking amongst the bone piles. Yeah, there are 3 piles of bones and an undead walking amongst them. And if you want to sneak past the undead, you'll have to roll a new stealth check.
I will try a stealth check.
Alright, Torpo, roll a stealth check, and Till will roll a stealth check with disadvantage.
Eight.
15.
15.
Mhm.
Yes, 15.
Wow, Till, though you are an elf in heavy black armor with a missing foot, you are incredibly good at moving stealthily. You move in the shadows, and you move very quietly, mostly because you're moving very slowly. 15, you say. Do not believe it has high enough.
And while we looking around for stuff,
Mhm.
then I see a bone laying on the floor that fell some distance away from one of the piles,
All
and
right.
ask, "Use this as a leg?"
No.
I assume you whispered. Do you
Uh-huh.
want to use this
Yeah.
as a like?
Then you have it as a gift.
Do you want to pick it up?
No, thank you.
Do you pick it up, Torpo?
No, I point at it.
You leave the bone and you continue along the wall, staying away from the bones and the undead, until you reach the exit and make your way out of the dungeon successfully.
Yay, we escaped.
So it had an entrance. Yay!
Yes, it did.
Then we keep a
Oh,
celebration party.
Our exit, their entrance, and our entrance, their exit.
Pretty much. You continue through the caves as you leave the tunnel, slowly at first and later on a little faster, until you can find a place where you can rest and recover before you start your long journey home. You decide that your trip to, what was it, a festival you're going to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Forget
Not sure
about
why.
the festival. You just need to get home now and recover.
Yeah, I need a new foot.
Again.
Again.
Every episode.
Yeah.
Torpo, you also need to recover.
Yeah.
As Kim has guessed correctly, you have broken ribs and an infected wound. So that takes about 2 weeks of of actual tending. If you just leave it, you might actually die from it. But it takes 2 weeks of tending in order to recover from that.
Yeah.
So you struggle to return home, but you make it home and you survive episode 2 and survive
And
your
I
trip.
guess we have a long rest before we take the...
You cut off.
Your microphone call.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, you can hear again. What were you
Yeah,
saying
it's
about a long rest?
We have a long rest before we start our long journey home or something like that.
It depends. What do you want to use the long rest for?
Identifying the 3...
Yes. You may, of course, identify these items. It is a dagger +1.
Yeah.
Do
It
I
is
see these items?
Yes, because I can't identify the potions, because potion would be non-magical around me, so...
But you picked them up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're no longer magical.
Fair enough. So.
So it's
It's
a
just,
dagger +1 and then 2
Bottles of water.
2 vials. Yeah.
Yay! Long live the potions.
I have to remember that too. You have a very complex character too. Especially
know.
with that one who's going like, oh, that earthquake was a blessing in disguise. There was so much pain. This place has now been blessed by the Blood Lord. It shall be ours.
Yeah. So it's drained the magical potions. Fair enough. Rather than non-magical.
And the Keeper of the Flame, he's referring to you, Torpo, is correct. Let us convert these undead to our cause so that they follow our orders.
Sure. That sounds like a good idea.
You do you.
Imagine what we could do with an Ooze laboratory. All the experiments.